So you've never been inside of a jail before?
Nope.
What do you imagine you're about to go and experience?
I have no idea.
Today, Beth is joining a group of volunteers to visit their local jail. But this isn't prison tourism. It's a new idea that might help address something broken within the criminal justice system.
In the United States, there are 2 million people sitting in prison or jail. Our current prison system, as it's structured, is broken. It is not helping people. They're not overcoming addiction. They're not overcoming violence.
This is Dr. Mark Howard. He and his colleague J.J. Velasquez are leading hundreds of visits like the one we're on today because they believe a human connection is crucial to rehabilitation.
I think it's critical that people who commit crimes be held accountable, but at the same time, even people who were once dangerous are capable of change. We have to recognize that they will eventually return to society.
I need you guys to understand you made bad choices at some point in your life, but those choices can be changed. Choices can be changed, minds can be changed, hearts can be changed.
Mark believes in the power of face-to-face conversations. But what I'm hoping to learn is, how could trips like these actually make our society safer?
As soon as that last door opened, I felt like suddenly very present, like my heart was beating.
This is Stand Together Presents. Stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling our biggest challenges.
Okay, so I've visited prisons before in other stories that I've reported on, but I've come to realize that most of our society has no connection to incarceration beyond what we see in movies and TV. And so if you've never been inside a jail, you don't really know what incarceration feels like. Mark Howard recognized the importance of firsthand experience as a professor at Georgetown University.
I started teaching a class called Prisons and Punishment. The highlight is bringing my students inside of prisons and jails so that they could meet incarcerated people. It made it real. It went from hearing their professor lecture about it to suddenly engaging the humanity of the people they were learning about. During one of these trips, I remember one of them actually said, if only all of America could be with us in this room right now, we would no longer have mass incarceration.
You may already know that the United States has the highest recidivism rates in the world. But did you know that people who receive a visit while incarcerated are 6 times less likely to return to prison? These insights led Mark to create the Frederick Douglass Project that encourages rehabilitation through face-to-face conversations.
The Douglass Project brings members of free society into prisons and jails all around the country to come together, sit down, exchange ideas, and discover how much we have in common. So much of this country's approach to crime and punishment has been built on a narrative of fear, and it's been done in a way that demonizes people. We can't change that punishment system, but what we can change is how people are treated when they're there so that they come back safe, ready to reintegrate society.
It's a unique approach, and I was curious not only to see the impact on the incarcerated individuals, but also how it affected the volunteers who went inside.
Okay, everybody, I want to welcome you all to this Frederick Douglass Project visit here at the DC jail. For the people who are wearing orange, we don't care about your crime, about your time. We want to get to know you as human beings.
Have you done this thing before?
No.
Never?
No.
What are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Yes.
When people join us for a Douglass Project visit, all of the questions and curriculum are about our common humanity, finding connections among us, finding the unity that brings us together rather than divides us.
I didn't know that I could love God or love something this much. You know what I'm saying?
We believe strongly in the concept of proximity, that coming close to the problem is really what moves you and inspires you as a human being. When you come face to face with somebody and you actually shake their hand or see their tears, you suddenly view them in a different light because you see their humanity, you care about them, as opposed to just thinking of them as a mugshot or a rap sheet.
I have 3 boys. 2 boys.
You miss them, I'm sure, right? Who do you miss most?
My little sister. What do you appreciate about having this opportunity to have these conversations?
It just give me hope. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to give me hope that believe that through this people in society that would like to give me a second chance, give me an opportunity, man, to move forward in life, give me a chance to just do something better in my life. So it's like, it give me hope that I won't be just cast aside.
It makes you feel like you have somebody that support system still there for you, and they haven't forgotten about you.
You have the power to be able to change how people perceive you. So continue to do what you're doing. Continue to invest in yourself so that when you come home, you can start a new life. All you have to do is change the choices you make, and you change your life right there in the blink of an eye.
For outside participants who join us on Douglass Project visits, our hope in what I've seen so far is that they are moved and they want to take action, whether it's through hiring or supporting formerly incarcerated people, or perhaps favoring policy change in whatever state they live in that will give more opportunities to people when they come home from prison. We wanted to somehow shape the future course, at the very least, of how they think about our criminal legal system, but hopefully how they act and how they support people.
The Frederick Douglass Project believes that the impact of this experience will lead to a more welcoming world for the incarcerated individuals as they return to society, thus reducing crime and making communities safer.
Who will you remember most that's still back inside of here?
Courtney, who's going to be out on Friday.
What kind of world do you hope is waiting for her when she gets out?
A community, a loving community. I know she has 4 kids and 4 grandchildren who are looking forward to her returning.
Gosh, I hope that, when they come out, I hope they're greeted by a world that accepts them as human beings and is able to be open-minded and understand the person inside and not just the label.
In only 3 years, the Frederick Douglass Project has expanded to over 10 participating prisons and has led thousands of people on these visits. But Mark and JJ believe experiences like these are critical to changing the conversation about the role incarceration should play in our society.
I hate the fact that our system in general doesn't make people better, and therefore doesn't actually help reduce crime. Rehabilitation programs are the key to public safety and to successful re-entry from prison. 95% of incarcerated people will come home. For the people who have caused harm and want to do everything they can to go in a different direction, my hope is that they can return to a society that actually welcomes them, that appreciates them, that recognizes them, that supports them. And in my view, the ingredient for that, humanity.
Stand Together partners with changemakers tackling our biggest challenges. To see more stories, follow our channels. And to learn more about how you can partner with us, go to standtogether.org.